All right, what is up, regenerators? I grow soil in the house, and we are all up in some worm castings. And I'm looking at something here that's completely bugging me out. This thing moving here, very hard to see. It's this long, stringy thing. It's like a thin, filamentous worm. See it right in this area? It's in and out. It's fast. It's moving. It looks like a flagellum, but it's not. A flagellum is long, little, stringy tentacles that some of these flagellates have, but it's not. This thing is a straight up like worm. It's really cool. There it is. See it? Trying to really get this thing. That's a clean shot of it. It's just grabbing and holding onto things as it moves. It's in and out. And it is on a mission. It just never fails with worm castings. Look at this thing. I'm so focused on that. Look at this here. What's happening there? Here, let me clean that up. I'm at 400 time magnification. I can't go any deeper right now because I don't have my gear set up to 600. But there's something going on in there. Now, this is the power of worm castings, man. The worm castings, I'm going to back up a little bit. This bin, I've got a video from when I started this bin. This bin is mature. This bin is probably 4 months old. And man, I threw the house at this. I mean, these worms feasted like kings. I've thrown biology at this at every direction. So I'm going to add spirulina to it, right? I'm going to add ceramics. These are EM ceramics. If you don't know what those are, I'll put a video on ceramics as well. They're amazing. They stimulate purple non-sulfur bacteria. I mean, they do a lot. They've got quartz crystals pulverized. I also made a, this is dope. I made a compost extraction. It's a short that I made. So I'm going to add this. And I'm also going to add this. It's a fermentation out of a bokashi bin. So this is anaerobic. Yeah, I'm going to put anaerobes in here. And I'm going to let these anaerobes start breaking this down. So cyanobacteria, it's also got cyano in it. Spirulina is in the family of cyanobacteria. It's going to hit you with nitrogen. It's going to hit you with a B complex, vitamins, and it's going to get you at least 9 essential amino acids. Here's something else I'm adding to it that I forgot. I'm going to add, this is a fermented biochar. So I'm going to add a scoop of this in here. This is going to give them whatever aggregate they need to tear down whatever food they're going to eat. They're like chickens with gizzards, I guess. Take a look at this mycelium in my worm bin. My small worm toad. I'm at 200 now. I'm going to drop to 100. And just to show off the castings. So this is a humic. I extracted humic acid from these castings. This is why I'm looking at them. This is going to do it no justice. Let me see if I can hit this light. Look how dark that is, man. That is just straight black. And the sample that you're looking at is a sample that's been diluted, so by 20. So yeah, you can make your own humic acid out of castings. Let's be clear. And not only do you have now your own humic acid, you have a humic acid that is biological, that has, usually most people that are making and selling humic acid, they're taking leonardite, they're taking a potassium phosphate, they're breaking that down. Your pH, I mean, I don't even know how that makes sense. I don't know enough of it, but your pH ends up on the humic side. You end up like I've seen humic acid well over, hitting 14 pH, just pinned. So you're skipping out on that. Again, you've got the biologic involved here. You've got the microbes. Look how much organic matter. I should take some humic acid and put it under the microscope. There's so much happening here. And if I showed you the bin, if I showed you how I fed these worms, dude, you would know. Purple non-sulfur, chlorella, mushroom blocks, lion's mane, they've eaten it all. Vegetables, fruits, amino acids. Look at that. What is this? Let's take a look. So what am I looking at here? I have no idea, but this is how I process this. Looks like this looks like an egg of some sort. You can see kind of like clear edges on it. And this is when the epifluorescent light comes into play. So I believe this is something that is alive, that will be born, that is an egg. And if it glows green and it's got a clear green outline versus just fading out to the background, that means I'm right. And I can already see it. You can see the tinge there. Once I cover my bottom light, that's what I'm looking for. See that right there? This epifluorescent light is telling me, if I had to guess now, I'm going to strongly guess towards this is some type of egg. It's alive. There's something in there that may hatch. And then there's let's go to 400. I'm at 200. Nice. And there's a lot going on in there. That is, man, the mysteries of the deep. Let's put that epi back now. 400. Whoosh. Yeah. Whatever it is. The spore. You see that round spore there? That might be on the bottom side of it. Maybe the top somewhere. Either way, that's another quality of the epifluorescent lamp. I'm back to 100. No idea what that is. And you'll find me saying that a lot with castings, especially with the kind of stuff I feed them. And I mean, I've given this spirulina. I will not find any of that either. The worms eat it all. The worms eat everything. And when you have a stable casting that is as mature as this, you will not find predatory life in it. All you have is pretty much the aftermath of everything. It's fungal. I've been seeing fungi in it. Another sign of a mature casting, because worms eat fungus. You know, they will eat hyphae. We've seen it. We've absolutely seen it. Josh Waybright with Brightway Ag. Go check him out. He shared an image and he found a single piece of worm poop in a petri dish. And it had just about every last bit of biology: testate amoeba, fungal hyphae, and some other things in there. I don't remember right off top, but it was an eye opener. Testate amoeba there. Things moving. I'm going to jump to 400. So much going on. You see all these little rods, all the bacteria doing its thing. Everything very peaceful. A lot of filamentous stuff. There's actino in here, actinobacteria. Look at this here, whatever that is. I can't call it. There's something back there in the background. There's testate back there. There's another. So in between all of this, things are just chilled out completely. I'm going to, and being that this is an extraction, so it's extremely humic, I can't let this sit for too long. I don't want it to sit for too long. I mean, I'm gonna let it sit. I'm gonna let half of it sit, but I don't want to test that way. Here's a microbe that is potentially encysted, meaning it's dormant. It's just that might look like a double cell wall. Another piece of hyphal strand there. More hyphae. So I'm gonna feed this, since I'm still on my trials with squid juice. I'm gonna now add squid juice to this container, and I want to see what is going to activate, because I've been all up in the squid juice, and before I start opening my mouth, I want to see it again, and that would make it the third time for me. Third time's a charm. You see the fungal spores everywhere, Basidiomycota. I mean, listen, all the mushroom blocks and all the algae, none of it is here. It's all been processed. It's all my prebiotics are I've been processed and are available. I'm loving all the fungi in it. That is a great indicator that castings are mature. But man, look at how dense this is, and that dilution on this is 20 from an extract, right? So I extracted it from. Matter of fact, there's the video. And what's this? Anyway, 11 minutes in. This is going to be a to be continued. I guess I'm going to call this like Squid Juice in Castings Part 1. And as I'm learning about it, and I'm learning as to what squid juice is doing to this stuff, I do have a very good explanation and research. Look at here, this piece of carbon. Watch this. Let me do that. Let me dial that in. Or whatever that is. Here, I'm gonna go to 200. Look at that. Let's go to 100. I don't know what that is. It looked like charcoal to me. It looked like a piece of carbon. It looks like carbon. This carbon it's got growth on it of some sort. That looks really interesting. That's something, but it's grown that pattern, because that might be, maybe that's just the pattern that the carbon is at that we can't see from here. See, because here, even at 200, you can't see those structures. Even at 400, you can't see those structures. I hit the epi light on it, and maybe whatever it is that's growing on it is growing around and outlining the structures of the carbon. And I'm just freestyling this. I mean, be clear, I can be completely wrong here, but I can also be right. And that's what makes this exciting, because carbon does have those type of structures. Which is really interesting to me. And I'm looking at this thing on my 4K video on the left-hand side, and I'm hoping that this is going to come across as brilliant and clear as it does for me when I upload this to YouTube. But that might be a film, especially if I'm looking like right up here. That's my fingers. Ignore that little blast. But right up here, this outline is just outlining the charcoal. And this might be a structure where this EPS, these glues and these microbes have just grown on it. That's what charcoal does. It's a magnet and it houses microbes. That's why I love micronized charcoal. That's why I put it in everything. That's just something I've learned from Rick again, and that's just something that I do. I use every level of it, but the micronized, pulverized definitely runs the show. So, cool. We're going to wrap this one up. And here we go. This is going to be the worm casting humic acid test. I'm debating whether I should put, wow, something big. You see that? Looks like something hatched. I'm at 40. 40x. Here's 100x. Bro, I don't even know. That was something hatched out of there. There's that greenish outline thing that I'm telling you about. Wow. Yeah, whatever that was. Anyway, man, I'm gonna wrap this up. It's like for the 5th time I'm saying that. This is I Grow Soil. What's happening here? Oh, that's the bubble pushing everything down. Do not sleep on worm castings. Do not. They are, and then, what you feed them with your input is going to be your output. Input, output. I should start a company and call it that. Input, output. I mean, from biology to sprouts and germinating seeds and feeding them and giving them gibberellums and giving them hormones and giving them all the necessary hormones and enzymes. Again, for diversity. It's all about diversity. But anyway, here goes. I'm out. I Grow Soil. Let's do this. I'm going to feed this now with some squid juice. Let it sit for a couple days. And I'm going to be looking for hyphae. I'm going to tell you heads up right now what I'm going to be looking for. I'm going to be looking for filament. I'm going to be looking for hyphae. I'm going to be looking for actinobacteria. I'm going to be looking for basidiomycota to erupt. All because of the beta-chitin that's in squid juice. So let's get it.